Welcome back to the Happiest Sad Person podcast. I'm Alessandra, your hacked host this week, back for another episode. And you may be thinking, hacked? What does that mean? Well, my friends, my Instagram accounts were all hacked. Yes. It's such a story. I'm partially to blame because I did it. I fell for a scam, and I'm pretty tech savvy. I just let my guard down. A friend of mine, her yoga studio, I got a message from it on Instagram saying, "Hey, can you vote for for one of my friends? I'm trying to host this thing." And she's always doing different things, and I thought, this is kind of random, but it was with her speech pattern, I guess texting pattern, like the verbiage she uses. And so I reached out, said, "Hey, I don't think this is working." And she's like, "Let me check, send me a screenshot." And I tried logging in again, and boom, I believe you call it a phishing scam. phishing, phishing. Yeah. And so they got my information, and I was an idiot. I should have slowed down. I should have messaged her on her other account, but it was her legitimate account, and it was the perfect scam to get me because everything fell in line, and I let my guard down for a moment, I guess, and boom, they got into my accounts via Facebook Meta Horizons, because Facebook and Instagram are blended now. And so they were able to get in and slowly, one by one, grab my accounts by creating a fake Meta Horizons little admin profile. So yeah, so please, if you follow me on Instagram, don't respond to any messages I send you at this moment. They're a scam. And I'm now doing everything to try and get them back. And the other thing I realized, maybe you know this, I knew that Instagram and Facebook didn't have great customer service, but I didn't realize they had no customer service. And when I say no customer service, I mean none. You can't access anyone at all. Not a chat, not an email. And I even upgraded my Facebook to be verified to get extra customer service, is what they said. And I went through all the links, all the forums, all the clicking, all the buttons to get to some level of, chat now or email now, because they hide this stuff all the way at the bottom under layers of pages. And I clicked, and my messages weren't going through. And it said 3 minutes till someone can chat with you. And then I refreshed the page, and then there's, chat's unavailable. Tried to send an email. Email's unavailable. Can't send email. When I say I am shocked, I can't explain how shocked I am. For a company to be that large, to encompass between Instagram and Facebook, I don't know how many people use it that are American citizens, but it's an inordinate amount of people. I mean, it's not including children, probably half between the two. So to have that many people using these services, and not have any customer service, I mean, it feels illegal. It's like name something that feels illegal but isn't. That, especially when it comes to people's information, their likeness, their data. We already know Facebook has a tenuous relationship with ethical business practices and holding data and selling data and using people as guinea pigs for research without their knowledge. But this seems like such an act of laziness, not having a functional customer service. I mean, I know small businesses, online businesses, medium-sized businesses, I mean, they all have some functional level of customer service. It's like a requirement. If you're a business and if you want to survive, it's a requirement. So to basically have Meta almost be subsidized by the government, probably because they're such a large corporation and corporations are so babied in America, for them not to do their bare minimum due diligence to their customers blows my mind. And I get it. Some of you may have much lower expectations than I, but I would have thought they would have at least had like a dummy customer service, or you have to wait for hours, or, I mean, if you put me in charge today of that company, I would have a functional customer service team that would at least be handling something within the day. I mean, how many employees do they have? I know they've laid off a bunch of people, but my God, what is their revenue? What is going on here? I mean, especially when it comes to people's data. I mean, people's likenesses. I mean, people's faces, their hard work. I mean, for me, it was realizing everything I had worked so hard for and built up, and my information was taken from me in an instant. And I was talking to the friend who also got scammed, and she was like, it's a violation. And I was like, that's 100% what it feels like. You feel violated because it's taking something from you. It's invading your trust and your privacy. And it's your things that are being taken. And it's such a gross, gross feeling. But I am on the hunt now to get my accounts back. So I am using a service by, I think it's called Malwarebytes, called Cyrus, that's supposed to help get your stuff back. I've reached out to a handful of people that can hopefully help me. If anyone has any contacts at Instagram or Facebook, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, it's a challenging situation that I'm in right now, because I can't just ignore this problem, because I either need to find a way to shut these accounts down or hopefully get them back, which is my goal. Ideal situation is I at least get back my personal Instagram that has my stuff on it, my writing, my photos, my history, my life. I took backup screenshots of most things. I mean, I have a lot of posts, so it was going back pretty far, but it's awful because I feel so out of control. I already feel so out of control right now because I'm just kind of floundering in life. So to like have this added thing that really does make you feel so out of control, I feel like I have nothing to grasp onto, and that's a very frustrating feeling. But if I had to learn anything from this, because I am trying to learn something from this experience, I have the luxury of not being in a position where this has wiped out my entire livelihood. It made me realize that I'm okay in my physical world. All of this is my virtual world. It was funny when it happened. I literally looked down at myself and saw that my body was still intact. I was still breathing. The world hadn't burned. Everything in my physical, tangible world was here. So there's something weird and reassuring in knowing that, sure, that was a lot of hard work and I'm going to get it back. Let me manifest that. But it's online. I still have me. I still have my health. I still have all of these things. And it also reminded me of how impermanent life is, and how everything changes and everything starts over, and how everything I create on this earth could go away or will go away at some point. Whether it's a nuclear blast or it's worn away or no one will care, this will all be washed away. Like like writings on the sand. It'll be gone after a couple of waves. It'll be gone. And there's something really scary about that, but also very quaint in a weird way, that we don't matter. I mean, I guess that's like kind of an optimistic nihilism, but I don't know, it made me feel weirdly okay in that moment. And I also realized because I was going through my old posts, and I realized I was much more open previously, like with my writing and being more open and presenting who I am and just being more authentic, putting those walls down a bit. And so I want to be more like that. And I wonder if I had to go through this recollection of my life, my Instagram posts, to kind of see that again. And I always joke, I have to learn lessons the absolute hardest way. But this was really not on my 2024 bingo card of learning challenging lessons. And there's nothing I can do now except try and get it back and keep moving forward, and hoping that the universe is on my side in retrieving my accounts. I'm hoping that I can learn lessons from this experience and get my accounts back and kind of keep moving unscathed, because this is I don't want to start over. I don't want to start the accounts over. I don't want to start my personal Instagram over. I want to keep my stuff. I don't think that's that wild of a thing of you've had something and you want to keep it. And it just feels so gross. It feels so gross that somebody just took that from me. And I don't like the feeling of being out of control. But hopefully this was just all a big elaborate ruse to have me learn a lesson, to be more open and do more things and take more photos and just kind of be me now, but having that kind of fun that I used to have, and being more open and creative and taking risks. So I'm almost fusing the two together, which you can't really do, but it's a goal. It's hopefully the thing that I had to learn so that I can move forward and keep getting better every day. Isn't that what we're all trying to do? But I was really not thrilled that this had happened, because I am making a short, like a super short film for this like local mini, it's not even a film festival, it's like a film competition where you remake a popular movie in 3 to 5 minutes. You can use whatever you have and just make it your own. And I decided to do the movie Gone Girl, based on the book by Gillian Flynn. I think it's Gillian or Jillian. I don't know. And Ben Affleck is in the movie, and Rosamund Pike. And I've always liked the movie. I've always just found it very interesting. I maybe have read the book. I potentially did. If not, I read a piece of it or something. But I was familiar with the story. This is the probably second or third time I watched the movie. I rewatched the movie and took notes on it. But I did not want to get this Instagram hacking situation to get in the way of me finishing this and actually having an opportunity to try my hand at, like, I put this in quotes, filmmaking. What an opportunity that I could try this without having it be an actual challenge that requires a budget and a crew and like getting people to be in it. I mean, it's a pretty cool opportunity that I stumbled upon by accident. So, and I found it by just going on this movie. It's like a theater near me that does old movies, and they have like a little beer distributor thing attached to it, and that's where they host the the little competition. They have all the films run on one of the screens there, and people vote on which ones they like the most. So I now am like determined to not let this hacking situation and being just demoralized and frustrated and just it's like one more roadblock, to not let it get in the way of me trying to do this competition. And so I'm doing Gone Girl. I recorded the voiceover for it today, and I'm going to be doing the shooting and filming for it tomorrow. And I'm excited. It's scary. I've put it off. I should have started it sooner, but of course, anything I care about, I have to do it on a deadline. I have to do it in a panic. I have to do it as if there's, someone behind me chasing me. I can't ever do anything in a leisurely, normal pace, but I have to do this. And I'm also saying this now as like public accountability. So next week, I will be updating you on how finishing filming went. And it's going to be as good as it's going to be. They say you should be frustrated when your taste is not as good as your talent, because that means that you've that whole space to grow. And my taste is very high when it comes to these sorts of things, but my skill is very much lacking. So that means I have a long way to grow, and that's an exciting thing. So I just need to get it done and do my best. And this is the beginning, and then I will keep growing as I film things and improve, and I'll look back at this with nostalgia. So I'm excited to do this tomorrow. I scripted out everything. I shortened the film. I have my little shot list of the different things I want to film and the ideas. So it's going to be different when I actually have it in action, and I'm attempting to film these things, and I'm going to be frustrated because I'll have a vision in my mind, and I won't be able to create that vision again because my taste is higher than my skill. But it's growing pains when it comes to trying something new and trying something that's important to you but challenging. And so I have to take this scary step and challenge, and I have to put myself out there. Part of it is going to be using me as like the actor. A lot of it's voiceover and just moving shots and like half angles of like me here and there, but my preference would not necessarily be using me for this, but right now that's all I have is me and a camera. So that's what's happening, and a microphone, because I'm recording the voiceover because my camera quality isn't wonderful. So I'm avoiding that step by, hodgepodging things. And today I didn't pull any quotes because this hacking business has scrambled my brains, but I'm still moving forward. So to me, I'm like, okay, I'm reacting to this better than I normally would. So that's a win in my book. But I wrote a little something. I was definitely inspired by looking through my Instagram today and kind of going from the beginning all the way up to now, and sort of being nostalgic of who I once was, but realizing you don't want to go back in time without the wisdom that you possessed. And this is also, I wrote this as I was listening to the horrifically sad song, but beautiful, Pink Skies by Zach Bryan. So here's just a little ditty that I wrote. It's agony sometimes looking back at the old you, wanting that kind of good times with today's wisdom. It's grief, really, for never being in the right place with the right mind, the right body, the right eyes. It's like grasping at straws, except you can't go home. That house is cleared out, and now you sit amongst half-open boxes where everything echoes. So that was just a little something that I wrote today that I feel definitely is inspired by my current situation. So, as always, I appreciate you listening. Leave this place better than you found it, and take a little inventory of your life at the moment by sort of using a retrospective of the past. Look at an old photo, an old video, scroll through your Instagram all the way to the beginning, and think what you can learn from your old self. I don't often think we look back enough at old versions of us and carry through the best parts of us to now. We often shed too much. And I think that does a disservice. And I learned today that I did myself a disservice, even though I'm so much better off today in so many ways than I was before. I left a little bit too much of myself behind. So I need to go back and scoop her up and bring her to the present. So again, guys, thanks so much for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, rest of your day, rest of your night, rest of whatever. All right. Thanks, guys.